Hello, my name is Marisol Lopez. Today is November 8th, 2021. Today for my presentation, I will be speaking about the endocrine system, the endocrine glands in the human body. I will be mentioning the location, the structure, and the function of each of the glands. And then I'd like to focus on the relationship between the glands. And third, I like to mention the importance of how it is important, the content between the primary, secondary, and tertiary diseases of the endocrine. Okay, so to start off, I have an image here of the human body with the endocrine glands unlabeled. Okay, so to start off, we have here the hypothalamus, okay, the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, adrenal glands, pancreas, ovaries, and testes. Okay, so we will start off with the hypothalamus gland. Okay, so for the hypothalamus gland, it is located superior to the pituitary gland and inferior to the thalamus. So the shape of it is cone-shaped, and what it does, it helps regulate appetite, weight, and temperature. All right, so then we're going to do the pituitary gland. All right, so the pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain, and it's pea-sized shaped. So what it does, it's actually known to be the master gland, and the reason for that is that it tells other glands when to secrete hormone and when to secrete hormone into the bloodstream, controls metabolism, growth, sexual maturation, reproduction, and blood pressure. All right, so then now we will focus on the thyroid right there. So the thyroid gland is located, well, it's actually butterfly shaped structure, and it is located on the front side of the trachea and just below the larynx. And what it does, it produces hormones that regulate the body's metabolic rate, controlling the heart rate, muscle, and the digestive function. So now we will do the parathyroid glands, small ones back here. So the parathyroid glands are two tiny round structures that are located in the posterior surface of the thyroid gland. And what they do is they release calcium by bones into the bloodstream, and absorption of calcium from blood by the intestines, and conserve calcium by the kidneys. Okay, so now we will move on to the adrenal glands. All right, so the adrenal glands are located at the top of the kidneys. They're composed of two tissues, which are outer cortex and the inner medulla. So what they do is they produce hormones that help regulate the metabolism and immune system and the blood pressure. Okay, so then we have the pancreas. Okay, so the pancreas is located between the curve of the duodenum across the back of the stomach. So it's an elongated, tapered organ. So what happens is during digestion, it produces enzymes, and those enzymes break down sugars, fats, and starches. Very important. Okay, so then we have the ovaries. Okay, and those are ovaries are for the female body. So the ovaries are glands in the woman's body, and they are located on both sides of the uterus. They are oval shaped and they produce egg cells. Okay. And last but not least, we have the testes, which are in the male body. So the testes are located in the scrotum, and they are about the size of a very large olive. And what they do is they produce sperm and testosterone. Okay, so those the locations, structures, and functions. So for number 2, I wanted to talk about the relationships between the glands. So and the relationship of the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, the posterior pituitary stores hormones, produces in the hypothalamus, and releasing hormones of the hypothalamus circulate directly to the anterior pituitary and influence its secretion. Okay, so the anterior pituitary targets hormone production to the pancreas, adrenal cortex, the thyroid, testes, ovaries, and breasts, while the posterior pituitary targets the breast, uterus, and the kidneys. So then I wanted to speak of the importance of differentiating the content of primary, secondary, and tertiary endocrine disorders. So the primary disorders affect target organs, such as the thyroid and the adrenal glands, while the secondary disorders affect the glands that regulate the target organ, which is usually the pituitary gland. And then the tertiary disorders arise from the hypothalamus. Okay, so that is a rundown of the endocrine system. Once again, thank you very much. This is Marisol Lopez, November 8th.